Hi, my name is Paula. I'm a Canadian from Kitchener-Waterloo region, the Tri-Cities. This is my makeup channel, How Not To. I'm not a makeup professional, I'm not a makeup artist. I just love makeup. I just wanted to bring a channel with someone who's a little more relatable to your average person. I wanted to just show you how I do my makeup and how it will fail, and it's how not to do your makeup. Hopefully I can teach you what happens when you go overboard and how to take it back, to bring it back home, to be like, okay, clown wasn't what I was going for. First, I'm going to put on my foundation. The foundation I'll be using is L'Oreal True Match Lumi. So I'm taking my BH Cosmetics V12 brush. This is a really nice foundation brush. It's got a flat top, it's dense, and it's super soft, and it just blends that foundation in to make it look like your natural skin, but a little bit better. Alrighty, so I've got my foundation on. I still have a lot of redness in my cheeks. I could have counteracted that with a color corrector, but I don't feel like doing color corrector today, and I can do that in another video and talk about that. So let's try to keep it fairly simple. I'm going to set my eyelids. My eyelids are oily at best, so any makeup that I put on there, if I don't put a eyeshadow primer, the makeup separates and there's like a fine line right in my crease, and it looks, eyeshadow just slides off my face, which is super annoying. You go to all that work and then it disappears. It makes my mascara break down, so then I'll have the raccoon eyes there. With any primer, either your face primer or your eyeshadow primer, you must wait. You must let it set just for a minute. So while I'm waiting for that to set, I'll move on to something else that I can do, and that's usually my eyebrows. This is what I usually do, and if it looks horrific, you'll let me know, right? Okay. Oh, so this is the Rimmel London eyebrow thing. All the markings have rubbed off on this, so this is like a medium to medium brown. I try to follow where my eyebrows hairs grow, the direction that they grow, and I'm just trying to do hair strokes. I'm essentially just filling in any gaps with color is what I'm doing. And you're looking at this and you're like, oh dear God, what has she done? And just wait, I'm not finished. The rule of thumb is, which I'm sure you've heard before, is that eyebrows should be sisters, not twins. So they should look similar, but not be the exact same. I'm taking the spoolie and I'm rubbing it out, just following the natural way my eyebrows grow. And so it's made them a little bit darker, a little more fuller. That was English, more fuller. And then I see that I've rubbed off a wee bit too much, so we'll go back and fill it in again. This particular Rimmel formula is waxy, almost creamy. So if you don't like that, then I wouldn't recommend this brush. This was cheap, so I wanted to try it out. And like, again, that's not perfectly shadowed, but you can see individual hairs, and that's what I want. This Color Institute package from Shoppers Drug Mart for Christmas, the Christmas season, they usually have these makeup kits. So these are great for people new to makeup if they don't know what colors look good on them, or they're just starting out in makeup and they're just not sure. For beginners in makeup, it's really nice to start out with. So I'm just looking through the kit and I'm just trying to see what colors I want to go with. And I'm wearing blue pants, light blue pants, and a black shirt. And so I want to kind of coordinate that. My eyes are hazel. So brown eyes go with any kind of makeup. This is the colors that I have from this kit, and I'm going to be focusing on the blues. I could try some other colors, but we're just gonna, this is my first video, so we're just gonna try to keep it as simple as I possibly can, but I like to complicate things, so I'm not going to do my concealer yet because these shadows I know have a lot of fallout, so I'm going to do my eyes first, and then I can fix it up with concealer if there's any crazy smudges and stuff. So I'm going to go in with the blue, and ideally the first step that you want to do is to set the primer that you just put on your lid. And so typically you would use a light to medium tone depending on the look that you're going for. So I'm going to grab a clean lid brush. And I'm going to grab this one. This is a blending brush with no name. I probably bought this at Winners or something like that. This one looks medium, so I'm going to start with a mid-tone. And we'll see how it's shimmery, so people with a lot of texture on their eyes might not be comfortable putting shimmers because it does accentuate texture, fine lines, or like I have some bumps on my eyelids that really shimmery, metallic-y shades is going to accentuate that. So it just depends on the look that you're going for. And already I've got it. I already stabbed myself where I didn't want my eyeshadow to go. So your skull has a socket bone where your eyeball and other wonderfully fleshy things are. The idea of eyeshadow is to create the illusion that your eyes are bigger than what they actually are. So, and with hooded eyes, it's difficult to get that because when I look straight on, my eyelid disappears and you can't see the color. So if you really want to show the color, then you look straight on at your mirror and go just above it if you want the color to be seen. But if you want color, but you're scared, like especially a really bold color, then keep it down lower, keep it down here. And that way, whenever you blink or close your eyes, bam, there's the color. But people only see it for a minute when you blink. And it's a good way to use color, but to also keep it kind of hidden, kind of like a secret tattoo or whatever. But if you want the color and you want it to be like in your face, then you go ahead and then go for it. The secret to all that is makeup: blend, blend, blend. If you blend, you can usually fix any whoopsie doodle that you've done. To start small. You don't scritch it into the thing and then go, because that's too much pigment, it's too much makeup, it's gonna get everywhere, and you are gonna look like you got shot in the face by a makeup cannon. So not the look I'm going for. I just want some blue. And so like this is looking pretty cray-cray, so we're gonna blend it to smooth it out and to make it look like this was on purpose. So then a nice blending brush is a fluffier brush. So this one is good for shadows because it's thinner and wide, and this one is good for blending because it's floofy. It's going to spread the product around, so you can put it at where the makeup ends and just go along the edge to buff it out and to soften it, because shadows are subtle and can be soft, and that's what we're trying to create, is some shadows with eyeshadow. So I'm just spreading that along my lid, and see, look how much softer that is, and it's not as scary. It's still blue, but it's not as scary as this one where you're just like, it looks like chunky and like something exploded on your face. So we're gonna soften it up. Ooh, this got a really nice sheen. And there's my texture. I think I'm gonna add a little more to make it darker in certain spots. So I'm gonna just take some more of that mid-tone blue and just put it here. Just putting it in one spot, not, because if I cranked that all over my lid, that would make that a very aggressive blue eye, and I'm not, Smurf is not what I'm going for today. We'll see, because this is how not to do makeup. So this could end up looking like absolute crap. Because again, not a pro. Just trying to figure it out. And I thought, well, this is me experimenting. Wouldn't people who are shy for makeup want to see what could go wrong and maybe how you can fix it or tone it down? Maybe. So now I want to add a darker part right at the lashes, because any darkness near your lash line is going to make your eye here look bigger, and it's going to make your eyes look farther apart, which apparently is more attractive than closed beady eyes. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to make it darker in here, but just a smidgen. So we're going to use a small brush because we only want it in a specific area, and then we're going to blend it out so that it mixes in with the other colors that we used. So I want something small but kind of floofy, so this is a pretty good brush. This is an Annabelle brush that I got with an Annabelle kit somewhere. And so I'm going to go in with the darker blue. I might have to go in with a black to get the darkness that I seek. But we'll try this one for now. So far that's pretty dark. And I'm following the V right along the lash line and then up where my eyelid folds away. Yeah, that's not showing up too well on the camera. And I don't think that's the darkness that I want to go for, but I will do it to both sides. If you want a smoky eye look, you would bring the colors down here. Smoky eyes are like all the rage right now, and it just makes the look more cohesive. But if you don't want to do that, then, and like my eyelashes down here are pretty sparse, so I would put just a brown or a black, depending on what I'm going for, to make those lashes look thicker and more full. So we'll do that later. I think I'm going to do a smoky eye, so I'm going to bring whatever's left on my brush. I'm not dipping into any more, and I'm going to start at the corner and just swoop it in. I just want subtle, and do the same here. Just a little bit. And so like I've gone past where I want it, but again, I'm going to clean that up with concealer. So don't fret. You might get makeup all over your face. It might look like a disaster, but that's what foundation and concealer is for, and fancy dancy makeup removing cloths. You make a mistake, you wipe it off, you start again. So it's always good that if you're doing makeup to give yourself lots of time in order to fix anything that went horribly, horribly wrong. Let's go blue. Let's just go whole hog blue. We're here, we might as well. So I'm going to pick this electric blue. We're going to see what it does. It might not do anything because it is a cheaper eyeshadow. And I'm just putting it in the center of my eye. I don't want it all over the lid. I'm looking for almost ombre effect, where I want the inner third of my eye to be light to keep my eyes spaced apart, because my eyes are quite close together. So I'm gonna go lightest, medium to dark, and that's gonna keep my eyes more spaced out. And then I'm gonna buff it to make it seamless. Where you're like, is that another color in there, or is that just all one color? And you're like, I don't know, because I'm a makeup genie. Okay, that's pretty blue. I think I want to bring some of that fun electric stuff down onto my lower lash, so I'm just going to go right where I put it on top, but on the bottom, just a little bit of electric right there, and I'll clean that up. Hopefully if I remember. There. Okay, now we're going to go in with the lightest color. We're not using the brush that I use the mid to dark tones with, because then it'll just make my whole eye look blue. We're going to go in with the light blue. It might be still too dark, so we might have to go in with like a white powder to tone it down. Oh, we'll see. We'll see where the day takes us. So this is a BH Cosmetics number 5. It's a nice stumpy one, so it picks up a lot of product, and it's going to place it where you want. And because this is a relatively small area, I want a small brush to be able to get in there. So here we go. I'm just swiping it like that. I'm not digging it in and scratching it. That's not what I'm going for. And we're just going to place it. And so I'm not going yet. I'm just patting it in. Patting, especially with this kind of eyeshadow. You gotta tap it where you want it, because swooshing it is going to take the pigments away. Okay, that's pretty crazy looking. And you'll see a lot of people tapping off the extra powder, because like there's a whole bunch of extra powder there. I'll have to wipe it off and So if you want to avoid that, it's good to tap off your brushes if you realize that it's built up a wee bit too much. And I'm bringing the light down here to keep my eyes open. Then I'm going to take a relatively clean, floofy brush to buff that out. Blend it all in. Try to make it seamless. And sometimes, if you have fine lines, you have to pull away the wrinkles to separate them. Isn't that lovely? Yay, getting old. I have to tilt my head back so you can see the shadow, or else it just kind of goes away. Okay, not bad. Now we need to add eyeliner to create a thicker eyelash. It'll make my eyes look bigger, and it just completes the look. And then once you add mascara, it just amps up the look. And like right now you're like, oh, I don't know, girl, it looks like a disaster. Just wait. Let me add some eyeliner and some mascara, and maybe we might be able to pull this off. So I'm wearing a black shirt, so I'm gonna go with black eyeliner. Eyeliner is a bitch. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Makeup artists will be like, oh, it's so easy. Yeah, because you've done it thousands of times. So as a beginner, eyeliner sucks. For me, because my eyes water a lot and my eyelids are oily, I like to get waterproof stuff because it generally stays. So gel eyeliner that's waterproof, and anything really that's waterproof is awesome. So the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eyeliner is awesome. It doesn't move. It's fantastic. I love it. Pixie has really good eyeliner. Just a few dollars cheaper than like Urban Decay and all those bigger brands, Estee Lauder and stuff. This stuff doesn't move, which is awesome. Now, when I say it doesn't move, I mean that when it dries, it doesn't move. But as you're putting it on, it's quite movable. So if you smudge it and you're like, it's going to be messy. But if you clean it up and let it dry, it's not going to move from where it goes. So you usually have about 5 minutes to play with your waterproof eyeliner before it decides, like, I'm not moving, I'm done. My e.l.f., just a regular, I assume, kohl eyeliner. So I'm not going anywhere today, so I don't need it to stay put. So I'm just gonna line my eyes. Now, because my eyes are so hooded, I want to keep the lines thin. I just want to enhance the base of my eyelashes to make my eyelashes look thicker. I could do a tiny little wing by just flicking up. I'm gonna leave it just a little bit higher than where my eyelids actually meet, and then just light little strokes. Again, going light, because you can always go back and go over. If you already go, then the line's not gonna be straight. It's gonna scrape over your skin because I'm using cheap stuff, and it's gonna look awful. So slow and steady wins the race. I got cut off. So I put on concealer. Usually you would set the concealer with a translucent powder. I'm not going to do that because I don't need to. And once you set it with powder, then you can add the spray to it. And so a good spray is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. You want something with a fine mist that's going to cover your face. It's essentially hairspray for your face to keep your makeup in place. And I close my eyes to try to get it to also seal that in as well. Powdered, all done. Thank you for watching. I'm pretty happy with this look. I think it looks relatively nice. If you wanted to tone it down a bit, you can, again, bring the color closer to your lashes and not bring it up here like I did, to still add some color, but to keep it relatively neutral. And maybe next video I make, I'll show you how to make your colors bold but like hidden where you don't see it as much. So I hope you learned a few things, and I hope you had fun. Leave me some comments, like my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!